my latest follower on Twitter. Actually, as our next guest, Tim Greimel, the House Democratic leader, Democrat from Auburn Hills. Well, I appreciate the follow, Tim.
Good morning, Steve. Absolutely. I appreciate your show, and I appreciate the opportunity to be back on it this morning.
All right, well, let's go right straight to the governor's state address and your response, your first blush thoughts on it.
Well, I think there was a lot there that has a lot of potential, and we stand ready to work with the governor to accomplish his goal, as he expressed last night, of expanding opportunity to all of Michigan's residents. We've been concerned for some time over the past 3 or 4 years that as our economy has grown, too many of our residents have been left behind. It's been harder to stay in the middle class. It's been harder to reach the middle class. And we strongly agree with the governor that we need to do more to make sure that opportunity is a reality for everyone.
Some would say, in fact, I might say, Tim, that listening to the governor's speech last night, it might sound like he's a member of your team.
Well, I think that the governor, to his credit, has often been centrist on a number of important issues facing our state. That's not always the case. There have certainly been times when we have strongly disagreed with the governor. There have been other times when we've strongly agreed with him, and a lot of Republicans have strongly disagreed with him. I think that we'll see what the details are that the governor proposes in the weeks and months ahead. But certainly expanding opportunity to everyone in this state is a goal that we should all share. And the key to that is to make quality education more accessible and more affordable. We agree with the governor that we should not be leaving behind any student in the state. We agree that we've got to make sure that all third graders are reading at grade level proficiency and make sure that all of our young people are prepared either for college or for advanced training in a skilled trade.
And learn to plunge into the river of opportunity?
Well, it may be a bit of a strained analogy that the governor used, but we certainly believe that we do need to expand opportunity to everyone in our state. We need to make sure fundamentally that our economy works for everyone.
As we look around at the playing field, he's talking about consolidating some state offices and so forth, and that's probably a good way to save some money. Streamlining some government, obviously a good idea to save money and put money to work in other places. The place that I want to see money go to work, and it's been something I've been talking about for a long time, is retiring the old debt. We still have debt on the books. From John Engler for the Build Michigan 1, 2, and 3 campaigns, I believe they were called way back when. For a lot of the kids that we're talking about getting quality education to, for people that the president's talking about giving free community college to, they weren't even born when this debt was put on the board from John Engler's administration. It has not been retired yet. That is a big problem to me.
It is a huge problem. It's a problem that the governor and I have spoken directly about, and I know that he's spoken directly with other legislative leaders about it. If this ballot proposal passes in May, one of the first things that will occur is that some of that old debt for road construction under the Engler administration will get retired. That's important, and the faster we can retire that old debt, the better.
Okay, so if we can get that done today, how do you feel about the initiative from May 5th today? Is it going to pass? I mean, it's got to be an uphill climb. It's got to be. I mean, just from a basic nuts and bolts point of view, I mean, convincing people to say, okay, we're going to vote to raise our own taxes, that's an uphill climb.
Well, it's certainly a challenge, no question about it. And it's not the perfect solution. It's not how a lot of us would have preferred to go about it. But when you've got 148 different legislators between the Senate and House with 148 different ideas about how to fix the roads, compromise is inevitable and necessary. And there will be some very good things that happen if this passes in May. We'll fix the roads. We'll invest in education. We'll provide meaningful tax relief to low and middle income working people who need the tax relief most. So there are some real pluses here, and I think the key is communicating those pluses to the voters in the state.
As you look out across the political landscape for 2015, obviously the big stage will be set again for a presidential election. Do you think that's going to distract from the things that need to be done here in Michigan? And certainly when you hear the governor's name tossed around as a possible player somewhere in the presidential sweepstakes.
Well, I think a lot of that depends on exactly what the governor's intentions are and where he heads in the next year or two in terms of his ambitions. Obviously, if he were to actually run for president, that would presumably be a huge distraction to him from his duties and responsibilities here in the state. Absent that, I don't know that the presidential election in and of itself is a distraction to what we need to get done here in Michigan.
Right now, though, we're on the line, by the way, with Tim Greimel, the House Democratic leader, a Democrat from Auburn Hills. I guess it's safe to say, based on what you said to me this morning, you are very optimistic, bullish, I guess, looking forward to 2015.
I think there are a lot of pluses in the governor's speech. I think we need to hear more details, as most State of the State addresses are. It was short on the details and the specifics. But based on what I heard last night, I am optimistic and I am bullish, and I think there are a lot of great opportunities to work together in a bipartisan way with the governor to move our state forward and expand opportunity to everyone.
All right. Tim Greimel, always a pleasure. And again, my latest follower on Twitter, everybody. You can follow him as well and figure out what's going on in state politics. Tim, you're a state